How's it going, all my Dragon Ball Super fans out there? This is Chris from CCG the Saiyan Elites, bringing you guys another deck profile video. I wanted to make a little bit of a different type of video, just going over deck profiles in a little bit of a different way than everybody else is. So let me know what you guys think of this idea and how this video is portrayed. Like and subscribe. We'll get into the deck profile. So Boujack is the leader that we are doing today, and he's one of my favorite villains from the Dragon Ball universe overall, canon or not. And the leader itself is not very good, so we tried our best to make this leader viable. I think this leader can be played in a lot of the local areas. When it comes to being really competitive, it just is going to depend on the format, honestly. He did get some boost with one of the cards that came out in the Draft Box 5, but I don't know if it's enough to make him on a regional type of level. But you guys let me know down in the comments. But this leader here, a lot of text, but one very good ability and one not so amazing ability. So once per turn, you can, when you play a pirate, you draw a card and your leader gains 5k. So it is a pseudo senzu bean basically. The other auto is if you combo with two pirates from your battle area, you can kill any card in rest mode, not ignoring barrier. That's once per turn. This only is on your turn as well. So if this was on your defensive turn, this would be a million times better. But since it's during your turn, it's not as good. The Awaken's really bad. You awaken at 4 life and you don't draw and you don't untap energy. We do have some solutions to that in the deck, but I feel like this is probably the biggest drawback. On the Awaken side, when you play a pirate, you no longer gain 5k, but you draw. And you can combo with pirates in rest mode, which is a pretty cool effect. So very good combo power, has a free senzu bean on the unawakened side, which allows you to not have to awaken for, as long as you possibly can. Weak awakening effect because of that, and it lacks draw power overall. So this is kind of the main part of the deck. This is your onboard engine. These 3 pirates here make up most of what you should be playing out. So Boujack, we run 3 in the main deck, Zenga 3, and Beto 4. Beto, we run 4 Beto because when you play this card out, it's a searcher, so you get to search your top 5 for a Boujack, for a pirate card. And when you send this to the drop area, you get to pull 5 space pirates with the cost of 2 or less back from the drop into your deck, excluding this card, of course. So we run 3 of these because we can constantly get these cards back. Zenga and Boujack are kind of the 2 main pieces. Whichever one you find first kind of determines what your turn 1's going to do. If you have Boujack in your hand turn 1 and Zenga, so you can play out this card. This allows you to play any 2-drop or less pirate from your hand for free. So if you have this, you can play it out, or if you have this, you can play it out. Preferably, you want to have the Zenga, because if you play out Zenga, you're able to search your deck for a 1-drop and play it out. So how the engine should work, you should play out Boujack, you'll be able to draw a card and gain 5k, play this from your hand. This card then allows you to search for another 1-drop, and you play this card out. So it just allows you to get all 3 of them on board within turn 1, draw a card and gain 5k and draw a card from this. So it just gives you some very excellent board control and just puts a ton of bodies on board. Boujack is very special because when you combo with this card, you can tap any battle card, not ignoring barrier. So since your leader's combo allows you to KO cards in rest mode, you can combo with this, tap a battle card, combo with this, and then choose that card and kill it. So very good interaction with this. I liked what Bandai was doing. I wish they would have made these 2 active mains autos, because it'd make the deck so much stronger. Just being able to combo with this, and then this allows you to pull back 5 cards, or if you combo with this, it just automatically gives them crit. It would just make this deck just unbelievably better from where it is now. These are the tap tech cards. So these cards here, we run 2 Boujacks and a Gokua. I run all 4 of these Boujacks in the sideboard here, just because we have another Boujack that's a 3-drop that we run in the deck. So this is mainly for anti-aggro. So we play this card out, allows us to tap any battle card in the game, because it ignores barrier. And then we can also tap leaders so they can't attack if this card's in rest mode, which makes this extremely strong against aggro like Baby, like Boo, and like Gohan, especially Gohan. So Space Pirate Gokua, it allows us to tap any battle card and give it the time magic effect so it can't be restood next turn. And this is sort of our emergency Boujack play. We can play this out, swing, and then we can tap 1, send this to the drop, and then we get to pull a 3-drop Boujack out from our hand. So it just allows us to play out the Boujack for 1 energy. This Boujack here, Agent of Destruction, This is your arrival card. This is a big body for you for your defensive plays. You play this card out on your defensive turn. Not only do you get all of his effects, but then you also get your leader effect where you get to gain 5k and draw. So if someone swings at you with their 10k leader, they say no combos, great, just combo this card down, plays it, this card automatically gives your leader an extra 5k. For the turn, you play this card down, you get the tap a battle card, make them mill a card, and you draw a card. A lot of power just from playing this card out with the synergy with the leader. It doesn't obviously work with our endgame stuff because this is a 4-drop, but it still is a really, really good card I recommend running 4. This is our multicolor engine here. These are any cards that we see turn 1. We're going to charge this unless we're playing against an aggro matchup, just so we have a multicolor on board. FTP, probably one of the best counterplays you can get in the game, let alone for blue-yellow. Just negates any card skills, taps it, and then you draw a card, and then if you're under 3 life, you get to restand an energy, making it a 2-drop. Beerus, this is our check land. This is probably the worst check land to play out in the battle area, so we probably will never do that. We run 3 of those. And this card here makes Boujack, the possibility of blue-yellow Boujack, viable. So what this card does, it's Gin and Martine. I think it's Genie, Gine and Martine, but it's supposed to be like gin, like the alcohol. Yeah, that was really funny, Chris. Good job. So this is your defensive mastermind card. So what you do is this has 3 really big effects. So one, this is a counterplay. So I would never hard cast this card for 3 just on your offensive turn because it doesn't do anything. So counterplay, you get to counterplay any battle card with a 5 or less, negate its skills, and then play this card. So it says if the card being played has 5 or less energy. So this does not choose. So this gets around deflect. So just keep that in mind. This also gets around barrier. So this is almost like a Champa the Trickster. They play it, you negate its skills, and then you play this card. Not only do you get to play this card out, you also have the ability to use Aegis, which is a kind of a long forgotten ability that blue and yellow possesses. What Aegis is, you fill the requirements here, so blue, yellow, so multicolor or 1 of each. You send them to the drop, and you get to restand 2 cards. You tap out for this, it's fine. As long as you have a blue-yellow card in your hand, you can activate this ability. When they swing, you will restand 2 cards. The auto is once per turn when you activate Aegis, you get to draw 2. So you are a untap 2, draw 2 for getting rid of 1 multicolor card in your hand. This is the Awaken effect, so to speak. So Boujack has the ability to use Awaken effect every single defensive turn if you have the card requirement. Now this card is a 3k, it's a 3-drop, 19k. It's not very good. It can't really defend itself a lot. It has no barrier. If you can get 1 turn out of it, generally this card's gonna die your next turn. But if you can get this card, play it out, and just negate something, it still does a good effect. If you can then play the Aegis out at least once, you've gotten the card's usage out of it. You get to restand 2 and draw 2. Makes it really strong. We run 2 in the main, and actually in the deck just in general. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 4 to switch some stuff around, but we'll see later on as I start to practice more with this deck. Next is going to be our extra resources, and we have 4 sensu beans. You allows you to choose a card, give it 5k for the turn, and then restand 2 energy. This allows us to keep our energy high. Arrival of the Space Pirates. This is an extra card that we use to start our board. If we don't draw a Bulgin and we have a Zenga in our hand, you can play this card out for 1. Choose any 2 or less from your deck that's a Space Pirate and play it in rest mode. So we can pull out the Bulgin, play it, we'll gain 5k and draw, and then we can play the Zenga out from our hand, and then we can use her effect. It just allows us to start our hand, basically acts as two other Bulgins, so technically we run a total of 5 Bulgins. And then hit, this card allows us to basically combo for free for Arrival, if we have a blue-yellow multicolor in our energy, which we should. This is just like an extra pseudo super combo just to allowing us to get our Boujack card out. We have the money card package here, the big money apes, the most overpriced card in the game, but since it's online, I'm just running it because I won't pay for this card until it gets reprinted. This is one of your pitching fodders for your Aegis effect. You pitch it, and then you can activate 2 and draw 2, send this card to the warp. Just gives you just an enormous amount of unreactable drawing power. And then grade 8 Bardock Raider's Warcry. We can use this card offensively or defensively depending on which way the aggro matchup is going. We can play aggro, or we can use it to stop aggro. You combo it for 2, play it out, draw a card, and you get to tap one of your opponent's battle cards. Just allows you to do a ton of things for just 2 energy. Our onboard negates, we run 2 Chomp the Tricksters. This card allows us to tap any battle card being played, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and then choose 1 card, and then draw 1 card. This card gets around barrier because the auto effect, it's not a counterplay, so this card will go around deflect as well, so it taps literally every card in the game. And then you have Boujack, which is the money golden ticket card of this deck for many, many reasons. The biggest thing is that you play this card out, it is a 1-drop negate. It negates, puts a body on board, and then it makes your opponent mill the top card of their deck. So it just allows them, just gives you a little bit of RNG, making them drop something that may be really, really important. And then this card also allows us to bring out our 8-Jack boss monster because it is a 3-drop, which is right here. These are our 2 endgame cards. We run Hit and Cold Blood and Boujack the Plunderer. 2 of the hits, this card allows us to unawaken opponent's leaders for the turn and their turn. And this card comes out for a minimum of 4 energy, depending on if you have battle cards in the field or not. Which we can get 3 battle cards in the field extremely quickly, making this card instantly a 4-drop because you reduces the cost by each card on the field that is blue or yellow. So it just allows us to, for 1 energy, we can make this card 4-drop. And it has triple strike, so it's a very good game ender. But this is your big bag bots monster here. So it evolves on top of a Boujack, energy cost of 3 for 4 energy, and it has 2 really, really strong effects. So the first one, if you have 5 or more life when you play this card, you tap all of your opponent's cards, not ignoring barrier. So if it taps their leaders, it taps energy, and it taps battle cards. On the auto, whenever your opponent switches one of their cards to active mode from rest mode, doesn't matter from what, doesn't matter what turn it is, from an ability, doesn't matter. As soon as their charge phase starts and they untap everything, they have to warp that many cards from their hand. So let's say they have a total of 8 cards on the field between their energy, their leader, and their battle cards. They untap all of them, they have to warp 8 cards. When they awaken, from this, once you untap them and they have to reawaken, if this card's on the board still, they have to, if their leader untaps energy, they have to warp cards. If they use Sensu Bean, they have to warp. If they use the Beer Super Combo, they have to warp. If they use D-Magic, they have to warp. Doesn't matter what it is, the game mechanic, they have to warp. Every time they untap an energy, they have to warp. So this card is extremely deadly. Your opponent is going to try to get rid of this card as soon as they possibly can. So if you get one of these on board, if you can use the 5 or less energy, I would do it. If you can possibly play it out, play it, swing, pass, and then just let them warp their entire hand. The active main is pretty good, I guess. Probably only really good if they have no energy awaken at the time, but this card gains dual attack. So you swing twice, and their opponent, has to deal with it. If they try to negate this card, that's great. If it ends up restanding energy, they have to warp. So it's insane. And if they don't have any cards in hand, I don't think they can. If they don't have any cards in hand, I don't think they can restand energy. I don't think so, because this card says if your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, so they have to choose a card. It doesn't say up to. I don't know how that would work, because they wouldn't be able to restand anything. That's a good question. If anybody has an answer to that, please let me know, because that's one thing I'm not sure of. Kind of fill out the rest of the deck. These are the remaining tech extra cards that we run for the Zamasu super combos to tap down battle cards, and also for arrival purposes. Vegeta's Final Flash gives you 15k, and you get to remove all the skills of one battle card. So if it has quad strike, dual attack, you can just plop this down and negate all of that. You have Time Magic, allows you to stun lock any aggressive cards that are swinging at you. Crusher Ball, kind of the same thing, just puts a card in rest mode for you. This allows you to, on your turn, you can combo and kill it. And we run Light Bullet instead of the Flying Nimbus, mainly because we're going to have more than 2 battle cards in the field generally at one time. So you get to just tap your 2 battle cards, and then you get the Flying Nimbus effect. And on our Awaken side, we can combo with Boujack pirate cards in rest mode, so we still gain the value of being able to combo with them. But that will do it here for the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know any changes you would make to this deck. Love to hear you guys' opinions. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll be streaming as well pretty soon. Just trying to make as much content for you guys as possible. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.